Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video. Today, I'm coming at you with something a little bit different. This isn't going to be a typical Warframe video. This isn't going to be a guide, so to say. This is going to be me putting my opinion out there and trying to help inform streamers and stream viewers alike as to some do's and don'ts towards Twitch and being a viewer of Twitch channels, as I want to be able to use my YouTube side of things to help inform and educate, because there's a lot of issues within the creative industry and the things of that nature that need to be addressed, and I think it's worth having a open debate and having a forum where we can discuss of that sort of thing, whether that be in the comments down below or within the Twitch streams themselves. I've been streaming on Twitch for near enough 5 years, and working in freelance and around online communities for well over 10. I've seen the best and the worst that online communities can throw at each other. And I feel like the last couple of years specifically, I have been seeing a rise in bad streamer practice towards their communities or malicious, demeaning natures towards people within said communities. And on the adverse of that, this video is also looking at the viewer's side of things as well, because as a viewer, we want to enjoy what we watch. And a lot of the time, that enjoyment can be affected by things that the streamer and other viewers do. The nature of this video is not to be combative, not to give you a gospel of how to be a Twitch streamer, but more so to raise awareness for the issues I see in the current world of streaming and online communities. You can agree with me or disagree with me. That's for you and that's for us all to decide on. And that's great. That is the great thing about being on the internet. But what I do ask is, if you do have an opinion on the matter or reply to someone voicing their opinion, whether it be in the comments or in the Twitch channel, do it with respect and no amount of malice. I want these videos to be a safe place for open discussion on important matters, and much like the purpose of this video, we want a healthy and positive environment to grow from. Now, a lot of the things we're going to talk about in this coming series is going to be based around the idea of stream etiquette and how you present yourself within a Twitch stream, and how differing reactions of the streamer and the viewer can affect the other people around you, and how maybe a slight change in attitude towards the way you present yourself to the viewer, and maybe the different ways that viewers can present themselves towards a streamer, can make for a much more pleasant environment for everyone. And maybe reveal to certain people that may not have known otherwise that they might be doing something that would be otherwise adversely affecting their Twitch channel. Let's start with what etiquette actually means. By the definition of the dictionary, etiquette stands for the customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. Thanks, dictionary. In the online world, etiquette is a hard thing to truly appreciate, as we have a screen between ourselves and the luxury of anonymity to hide behind. So if we don't like someone, we just block them and never see them again. And for those less courteous of us that are out there, that anonymity is used to flame and degrade people without any concern of fallout, because really, the worst that will happen is you'll get banned and then have to make another account. And I'm pretty sure we've all dealt with people like that at some point if you spend more than 5 minutes on the internet. One of the biggest issues I have seen recently and become aware of is Twitch streamers that belittle and degrade certain types of viewers, most specifically lurkers and people who don't financially support them. This is a terrible mindset to have. As a streamer, we are entertainers by trade, and we provide a service to those who tune in. By the very nature of Twitch itself, it is a free service. People can choose to view in on whoever they so choose, and tailor their viewing habits to the streamer that best fits their tastes. If you are one of these streamers that has a mentality, seeing lurkers and people who don't support you financially as lesser people, I beg of you to reassess why you are doing Twitch. Your initial outset being as a streamer, it should be to not make money, so to say, but should be to grow a community. And first and foremost, trying to be an engaging, entertaining content creator that boasts a niche, a reason for people to watch you, that in turn will bring the viewers, and these viewers are already donating something that is far more valuable than donating any physical currency could possibly be. This fundamental currency they're giving you, not monetary or any other type, is time. Time is unrefundable and is irrefutably necessary and one of the most valuable commodities in existence that we as human beings are able to give freely. But once that's given, it's not able to be refunded, and it is the treasured commodity that a streamer should value the most. And you have to celebrate that. The fact that somebody has gone out of their way to come to your channel above thousands of others in the Twitch directory. And if you're saying, but I have to treat this like a business, you're right, you do. But you don't have to treat it like a corporate multi-billion-dollar company does, like Netflix, for example, whose sole job is to eke as much money out of their paying customers as possible. Kind of like EA with their surprise mechanics. I digress. Twitch is unique in the fact that the viewership you maintain will reward you for good content, and the business side of it entails being a like-minded person that takes into consideration the thoughts and well-being of their viewership and how their viewership feels about the streamer themselves. And let's face it, on all platforms, viewership is the pivotal currency. The only way you get further up in those directories is with those tasty, tasty viewers. And guess what most channels are made of? Lurkers. People who want free entertainment. These lurkers and people who may not be able to afford financially supporting you are going to help you later down the line with getting more people's attention because you're higher up in the directory through their viewership. These people who join you because of that high viewership may very well support you financially. Now, without going too much further into this side of things, I'm going to move on because if you really are concerned about the finance side of things, that says more about the way you monetize things and how you run your business, and I'm not the one to tell you how to do that because that's more personal preference. Some streamers build themselves on a personality of toxicity, and hey, that's at the end of the day what being a freelancer is all about. You have the liberty of being able to do what you want to do, and that's fine. There are outliers out there from the typical normal streamers who focus on positivity and general pushing their own personality out there. And if that's what works for them, and if in turn they will then attract the same sort of like-minded people. It's a representation of who you are, who you then draw in. This also then leads nicely to the next point, of which is to set an example. You as a streamer are an influencer. And as an influencer, whether it's one viewer or thousands, you have some level of responsibility to demonstrate control over that community. If you're sat in front of your camera shouting vulgarities and toxicity, go figure, that's what's going to show in your sort of audience you grow. So when your chat gets toxic, maybe rather than getting angry at them and getting self-loathing over it, it's worth taking a step back and reassessing your values before you accuse the viewers you have enticed in for being the cause of what's going on in your chat. As a good example to this, let's take Jimmy over here. Jimmy is a good boy. He has a personality that is him. He demonstrates his own personal will on the chat. He likes making friends with people who comes into his channel. Every time somebody comes in, he says hi. And whenever somebody's being naughty, like talking about things they shouldn't, he kindly reminds them this is a safe place and this is a place of friendship and community. Therefore, people who tune in are likely to be respectful of that. And the people who will stick around are people who appreciate that. People who are not like-minded would leave and not come back. That's what communities are made of. It is made of people who represent your mentality and your push for what you want in streaming. Then on the other side, let's just take, for example, Dylan over here. Dylan is a dick. Dylan spends his entire time streaming, bad-mouthing people in his games, talking about the person he's against, and does nothing more than run his mouth. The people who tune into this stream will see this from the word go. And when you are a Twitch streamer, the new people tuning in will make their decision whether you're someone they want to watch within the first 15 to 30 seconds. And if they see you being a bit of a dick, chances are the only people who are going to stick around are the people who are a bit of a dick themselves. Obviously, there are outliers to this as well, but you get the idea. If you're nice, you'll have a nice community. But you'll need to manage it and make sure that if there are naughty people tuning in, that you encourage them to go elsewhere. But if you're being a dick, you're going to have dickish people in your chat. If you're okay with that, then great. Because being a streamer, as mentioned, is what you make of it. Do what you find comfortable. But don't start getting angsty if you don't start liking what you've made. This message carries across and has it connotations that the viewers can take as well. So for all you stream viewers out there, and hey, even the streamers that, like myself, watch other streamers, this one is for you guys. Streamers are human. Streamers are regular people with real-life human feelings and emotions. And like real-life human beings with emotions, sometimes people will not always be in the best mood. Or maybe sometimes, like a human, they miss your comment. Or maybe the human being is having a bad day and their stream game isn't quite on point. The point I'm trying to make here is treat streamers with a level of humility and respect. As an example, something that happened to me quite recently was I was playing a game that was quite involved, and in the process of being very involved in that game, I didn't see that someone had posted in the chat with a link. That link had caused my stream bot to give an automatic 30-second timeout. I mean, maybe if he had read the stream rules, he would have realized and not gotten the timeout in the first place. And adhering to a streamer's rules is just a bit too obvious for me to make a point of here. This person then decided the best course of action was to unfollow me, block me on all social medias, and start sending hate messages from fake accounts accusing me of belittling and running a fascist stream that hated him. To me, this was startling, and I hadn't quite realized what happened until one of my mods pointed out to me. So for the viewers out there, please give the streamers time, give them patience, and above all, please give them a little bit of respect and understanding for the fact they are just like everyone else in this world, human. And like humans, sometimes we make mistakes. If you have an issue with a streamer, try to talk to them. Give them a bit of space. Come back to them when they may be back into their normal mentality. The worst thing you can do is start talking them behind their back. Because all that's going to happen is, if you focus on a negative, from a negative, you get a negative. But if you go out of your way to try and make a positive and correct the issue, to bring your issue up to the streamer, that you had a problem, that can rectify and turn it into a positive that both of you learn from. So please, take that as a learning curve, because this is one of the bigger problems I find a lot in Twitch channels, where a viewer can often make a massive rippling effect of negativity that then cascades down and makes not only the streamer feel bad, but the rest of the chat in turn as well. And the last thing we want is for other people to be affected by a small amount of negativity that could have been averted. I really like your streams and opinions on matters. I somehow think the same way. I lurk a lot since I like listening to people whilst... Yeah, and Dark Zone, I love being able to talk about this sort of stuff because it is so important. Like, the way we interact as streamers and viewers, it has changed so much in the last 5 years, and I want better for it. I want to see a more respectable chat, and, you know, sometimes it's unavoidable. Sometimes you do just get that. That's human nature. We are not always positive beings. But the more we show respect to each other, the better we are going to have with our streams, generally speaking. And I realize that this does more correspond to the streams that focus on community, but even for streams that don't care about negativity or how their chat is just full of trolls, this does have some etiquette towards that as well, because if you really want to make, if you only care about money from Twitch, then none of this really matters to you. Because if money is your only gain, you don't give a shit what happens to your community. But if you have any shred of self-respect or you want to enjoy your community, then etiquette is a must, even in small amounts. Like, you can be an absolute if you want. But so long as you have some level of respect for your audience and realize that there is a level of respect needed on both ends, it is needed to make a stream work. But, you know, that's just... that is what it is. Again, this video is a little bit unique. I wanted to make something a bit more unique and something we can discuss about in the comments or through the Twitch channel, as I am very passionate about this sort of subject and how, as streamers and as viewers, we interact with each other. And I believe that for the betterment of each other, this sort of information, and possibly through videos we do later down the line if this does well enough, this is the sort of awareness I want to bring. So as a community, as streamers, as viewers, we can better ourselves and have a much more enjoyable experience whilst we stream. So do you think these points are valid? Do you see this sort of issue happening yourself in streams? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I would love to get a conversation going on this. If you want to come to our Twitch channel and have a conversation about it as well, again, so long as it's done with respect and no level of tact, then we can do that. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more of these in the future, then do let me know. Leave a like, maybe share it to your friends, subscribe, because this is the sort of thing that's going to really help us expand to the horizons beyond. And maybe we'll make this a bit more of a frequent series. So, I'll catch all of you top hatters in the next episode, and I will see you all later. Ta-ra!